Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the Sensible Sociopath. My name is Steve, and currently we are having some technical difficulties, which is going to be fine. How do we solve this problem in the most expeditious way, Roma? What do you think? I guess we should blame Dan.
I am back, and I guess we got to update cameras or something because you got new microphones here. But I think now it's time that
we should probably update our cameras. Dan, you've got a story about how your life was almost taken from you.
Yeah, the year is 97. It's
That was a good year.
Memorial Weekend.
Okay.
My dad, my dog, and I,
Mm-hmm.
we go up to the mountains because where we lived at the time, it wasn't too far from the mountains, and so we went camping for the weekend. We were just going to stay Sunday night to Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we had campfire sloppy joes with
Very nice.
American cheese on top, and we slept in our van.
So what makes it a campfire sloppy joe? Let's get back to the best part about it.
The campfire sloppy joe is when you bring a cast iron skillet and you make sloppy joes in the cast iron over the fire. And then, of course, the most important kind of cheese, the American cheese, to be melted on top. So we brought stuff for s'mores. It started raining, so we all camped out in, I think it was not a Ford Astro. They had
Aerostar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was an Aerostar.
The sexiest of all the vans.
Right, especially in the 90s.
Sorry.
Because, that's when they were born.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably inaccurate, but nah.
They were actually designed after the space shuttle. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, the I don't know if it was the Challenger or whatever.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was a.
Well, if we're gonna fly in space, we might as well do it in an Aerostar.
That is true.
Yeah. So it rains overnight, and then my dad and I are like, okay, well, we've got all day on Memorial Day, and it's not raining anymore. Let's go exploring. So we go exploring. We're driving around on the mountain roads, and then we come across a little bit of snow in the road because Memorial Weekend up in the mountains. There's a chance that still, even though it's May, there would be snow. So we found some. We were like, yeah, let's do it, and we just drove straight through it. So then we're driving a little bit longer, and we come across more snow, and my dad was like, hey, do you think we can make it through it? And I'm like, I think we can make it through it. We get about 50 yards into the snow, and we get stuck. And we get stuck so hard, we try using a flare to melt the snow to get the vehicle out.
Oh, Jesus.
We tried to use dirt where we could find it under the snow. There was a little stream nearby. We tried to use water to melt it. It's the 90s. We didn't know any better. Plus, I'm like 11. So, what do you do? Then we're like, you know what? We see some tracks in the road, pretty wide set tracks. We will follow these tracks to some sort of civilization in which we could get somebody to help us. So my dad grabs his old school yellow and black Stinker mug. Stinker was a gas station back then. I think it's still around today. And he fills it with Sunny D. We grab some water. I am wearing...
Fills the truck with Sunny D?
No, fills his mug.
Okay.
With Sunny D. And we leave the car. Smartest plan.
Mm-hmm.
And we start following this up. We follow it up the road. At some point, I was holding the Sunny D. I was up on this small little ridge thing, doing as kids do, and just fooling around. And I spilled the whole thing all over my head.
Oh.
And your dad almost killed you
Yeah.
because he was so thirsty and enthralled with Sunny D.
Oh, absolutely. My dad loved sugar.
Yeah.
And so we fill it with snow, let it melt and stuff. It's all fresh snow. It's at least a foot thick. And it starts to snow outside. So yay about that. I am wearing holy hand-me-down 49ers sweatpants.
Classy.
Very nice.
I am wearing, I don't remember what t-shirt at the time, and at this point it would have been a wet t-shirt. A yellow, green, and blue windbreaker and tennis shoes that had holes in them, tromping around in the snow with my dad. Happy as I could be because I'm like, hey, it's just a little journey. I'm with my dad. I'm with my dog. It'll be fine. We go up this mountain. Don't bring any food with us. We didn't really think we'd need water because, hey, snow everywhere. Fresh snow. So, what do you do? If you get thirsty, you just grab some snow, shove it in your mouth. It's going to melt because you are warmer than the snow.
Okay. Hopefully for a while.
For a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, decked out in my best hand-me-down 90s duds. We go tromping up this mountain. We get to the top of the mountain. We keep reading road signs, and it's like, this place is 2 miles away. We get to the next sign. Hey, guess what? It's this way 6 miles away. Then we get to another sign, and it's like, it's actually back that way about 4 miles. And then we find another sign, and it's like, no, it's 10 miles the opposite direction. Very confusing old road signs, and it's wet outside, and we're cold. We're following these tracks in the road, and we eventually come across some cabins that look like no one has been there for forever. And we're like, okay, well, this is ridiculous. How long have we been walking? Well, we went 15 miles across this wooded white wilderness to find that the tracks circle a tree on top of a mountain. So we were following snowmobile tracks and not truck tire tracks.
Oh, God.
And then it starts to get dark.
Yeah, deeper into the wilderness probably. Like, why are these going up?
Yeah, they went up. We followed them the whole way, went along a ridge line. Lo and behold, they circled a tree and went back. So
you always follow a river up to civilization,
yeah,
at the top of a mountain.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's where the civilization's going to be.
That's where
Never
they start.
downstream.
Yeah.
Never downstream.
Yeah.
And we go down, and it's starting to get really dark outside. And we're like, well, we could continue walking, or, hey, look, there's a building in that field over there that just looks really far away. And we're like, you know what? We'll try that building. Maybe somebody's there, or we could seek shelter in it. No big deal. Both wet and extremely cold. Go and step into this field. I step through a foot of snow into 2 feet of water.
That's not good. What kind of shoes were you wearing?
Oh, they were probably
Crocs.
champions back in the day.
So they were sneakers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No. So hop up onto the snow. I sink in one more time, all the way to find out it's a 4 foot by 6 foot woodshed in the middle of a field. And it's our only shelter. So my dad and I climb in. There's some logs on the ground.
So what time is it right about now?
I'd say about 9.
So it's dark out.
9 o'clock. Yeah, it's officially dark and raining and snowing at the same time.
Okay.
And I just, soaked my feet in a field on my way to find out this is a woodshed. And my dad and I lay out the logs, and he's like, all right, I'm going to be the big spoon. You just got to deal with it, son. This is how we're going to live.
Let's get naked.
No.
Don't make this weird.
But, you do what you can to survive. So, coming from a religious household, we prayed to Buddha about saving us from Allah and making sure that God didn't take us to heaven so that, the devil would pick
You
us
could be
up.
reincarnated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That somehow somebody would either find us or...
And then behind the Hale-Bopp comet, you'd be taken up by the extraterrestrials and
Yeah, but he
to
already-
the other side of the ice wall.
But he already spilled all the Sunny D.
Well, that's true.
Well, at this point, it's cleaned off.
What do you have to live for?
I didn't have much. I didn't have much.
Surprised you both didn't give up then.
Well, my dad can't let me die.
Mm-hmm.
The government would come after him for that.
That's true.
Even in the 90s.
Really?
If it wasn't if it had happened in the 90s and they didn't come after him then,
Mhm.
with all of the unsolved mysteries that have come out, they
Robert
would
Stack. Yeah.
they would have made one about me,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody would have made a phone call about my dad.
Then they would have had to play that music, that ding, 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 ding,
Yes.
ding, ding, ding. And he'd have to wear his
Absolutely.
trench coat and walk through a foggy airport or wherever he did those from.
It was
was
mostly
asphalt.
a back alley, I
Yeah,
think. I think
okay.
it was a back alley. He was coming out from under a spotlight.
Wasn't he on a dock or something? I feel like there was
Probably.
water.
Wherever there's fog, that's where he is.
Yes. Yes.
I'm Robert Stack. Yeah. He was great in Airplane.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And then this other guy took over, and it was pretty much like, welcome to Unsolved Mysteries. I want you guys to know
Yeah.
that we're going to make this happen.
Cliff Clavin. Or,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
You know, I just want you to know that we loved
Yeah.
Robert Stack, and we're
Well-
going to keep the show going.
Yeah. I've still got hot dog all over me. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Can you smell it?
If
No,
you
you're on
can't-
camera. Yeah.
If you can't, we'll send you my T-shirt. Make sure you can sniff it at least once. Then you
Go
got to
Bears.
send it back.
Yeah.
And
So you're in a shack and you're spooning.
yeah,
With your dad.
yeah,
Let's not
and
forget.
doing what we can to try and get some sleep.
Yeah. Oh, turn down the level of sexy here a little bit. Dan, jeez. Let's not have a boner parade right to lead off.
Up. He said boner parade.
Yep,
He
sorry.
said boner
Drinking,
parade.
drinking game.
All right,
Is that a thing?
it is now.
Hey, Roma, when
It
you
is
get
now.
up, so he's pouring shots. Will you pop those two first knobs, top left? Just turn them down 2 clicks. So see the top left, 1 and 2. Nope, left.
You know, ladies
Just
and
down a
gentlemen,
couple.
when I try
Counterclockwise.
to be a sociopath, I make sure I'm sensible, and I drink a sensible whiskey, sensible sociopath whiskey, whenever you can
Perfect.
get it.
Thank you. Okay,
Okay,
so hit that.
so yeah, he said boner parade.
That's it's a rule of the show. I don't know if everyone's playing the sensible sociopath drinking game. Let's see, boner parade, communism. Let's see.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
That's a T-shirt I was gonna make.
Technical difficulties. Oh yeah. Okay.
Stalin for Romerica would be a great T-shirt.
Oh,
to
that's a
have.
good one,
would
too.
be. We've got. All right. Actually, let's bring that in. Well, sorry to interrupt your. But we wanted to just bring up right off the bat that thank you everyone for joining us. It is episode 95. We have our website. So
You disappeared, but that's okay.
yeah, okay. So
Sensible Sociopath
yeah, the
website.
sensiblesociopathpodcast.com.
Oh, you
And-
have hoodies.
Yes, we have some swag now.
So we changed up who we were going through. So we have
Yes.
some different items here.
Yes, and they're all high quality. They all get out to you pretty quick, and you know it helps support the show. So if you are looking for some new wardrobe, we recommend that you check back with us often because we're just going to be adding more and more. So as you check, but it's cool. It's got the front and the back logos, and yeah, it's very highly rated. Like print on demand too. So I think we went with like the
Nice.
number 2 person because we could integrate it with our website really easily. But yeah, a lot of good colors and things. I ordered a mug today and it worked. So
Ooh, hey.
just a little test run.
Oh, okay.
So I
Okay.
think it's a reasonable amount of time, but they print them and then they ship them to you. And I think it's like they said 12 days or something to get it. So hopefully within a couple more podcasts. So by episode 97, hopefully I'll have that sensible sociopath mug sitting on the desk.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I like the red
I went with the blue because of the red background and everything. I think
contrast.
aesthetically it'll look pretty good. So
I think I might have to make some custom requests.
hey, we're happy to take any. We actually wanted to talk to you about some of the memes from the show, things like
Oh,
all right
yes.
and things like,
Oh,
just
yes.
the I guess the what makes our show. There are always those elements that when you've done 100 shows, what do you pick? What do what are those consistent things? So we'll probably have you as a consultant for
Fantastic. I look forward to that.
yeah, for making some cool stuff. So
It'll be great because
we'll pay you in swag,
Ooh.
if it turns out good and sells good and all that.
Whether it turns out good or not, I'll still take at least the demo.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And so anyways, yeah, you guys can check that out. We also have our episodes and our audio on there too. And you can contact us and everything on the website. So it's really cool. It's great on mobile. So it's set up for mobile and it's set up for desktop. So
Do you have an app yet?
No, we don't have an app, but if you bookmark it, or actually, I recommend you just make it your homepage.
Yeah.
So
I've got to change that
not
now.
Google or something that you don't want to use.
Forget
Right.
that
Something
noise.
like this, and it works great on Brave. It works great on Google. All those internet web browsing thingies. So, anyways, that was a nice segue into the merch.
I imagine if I was wearing Sensible Sociopath clothing at that time, because
Mhm.
the only thing out of that you didn't have
Mm-hmm.
was shoes
Mm-hmm.
and windbreaker.
That's
Because
true.
you had the T-shirt, you had the joggers,
Mhm.
and
Yeah. We
if-
didn't have the joggers on this one though. Sarah was talking about the joggers on the last one, so we'll get those.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
get those going now.
yeah.
But I want to do a better job than we did with the first incarnation of it. That wouldn't work. I mean, the website didn't even work with
Oh.
it, so that's
Oh.
why I just said we had to trash that one.
Oh, Google.
Well, it was
Wix.
it was Teespring and Wix, because Teespring doesn't want you. They want you to buy your URL through them. So they don't want you to be able to integrate with your own URL, which is ridiculous. I'm like, you guys are helping us sell things that make you money. What the hell's your problem? Why wouldn't we be able to use it on our own website? So, no hard feelings, but screw you, Teespring. And then I was emailing them, and it took them like 5 days to get to the point of, oh, well, this isn't set up right. And I'm like, it took you 5 days of like back and forth emails of, hey, this is a problem. What's going on? Hey, can you check this out for me? Well, what browser are you using? Then the next day, I was just like,
Sounds like they work for our government.
yeah, I was like, if that's the customer service you provide, I'm not interested, because then what about our patrons, people that are buying things? And it's like, well, if you don't get what's right, what are they just going to email you? Well, what's wrong? And then 5 days later, you finally, tell them it's the wrong size or whatever that they could have just solved that day.
Sorry, you didn't push the enter key.
Could be, but it was like, yeah, I'm like, just do good, do better. All right. I'm paying you with my hard work. I spent hours working on merch, and now you guys are fucking it all up. And then
There's
so
a
that's why I'm
fine
trying
line
to-
between sociopath and psychopath. I
Yeah.
hope you realize that.
Yeah, I'm about to cross it.
Teespring.
If
If you're not careful,
That's right.
I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron.
Hot soldering iron.
Okay, I really want to hear the end of this story, though.
All right.
As much as I want to talk about merch.
So, it's kind of an all over the place Romerica, but so we survived throughout the night. I try and get
Did you wake up with a boner?
No,
Okay.
wasn't.
How old were you?
11.
Yeah, it's a little early.
Yeah, it was early. It's usually around 12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Midnight.
Okay, so wait, hold on, back up. So you're in a shack in the woods or in the middle of nowhere in the snow. You're soaking wet, and it's you and your dad, and you're cuddling to try to stay warm
On logs.
On logs, yes.
on logs. Okay,
And
it
why
was
the logs? Were the logs the only thing that wasn't ground?
correct.
okay.
Thankfully, the ground was dry inside the shack, but
Did you have food or
no,
any
no.
sunny delight?
We had no. To
Just
recap,
snow.
that ended up all over me.
So you were already wet from the sunny D.
For starters, and then I was soaked in rain and snow.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay.
And so as I woke up about 9 times thinking I was either at home or being rescued from a helicopter or some sort of giant rig vehicle had shown up and was like, oh, hey, we're here to save you. Or my mom came out of the helicopter, or I woke up in my bed.
So were you like hallucinating, or this was like a dream leading into awakeness?
I think it was my body trying to either comfort me into a frozen sleep.
Like a sexual assault victim.
Yes. Just shh,
Yeah.
let it happen.
Exactly.
Just let
Happy
it happen.
place.
Just go to your happy place.
Yeah.
It'll be just fine. Just have a seat. Just go ahead and take a seat right there. We wake up after I got maybe a couple hours of sleep, incredibly broken. So hadn't had anything to eat in a long time. I think we had muffins or donuts that we brought up, something like that for breakfast.
Nice sensible breakfast with a gallon of Sunny D.
Absolutely. Healthy stuff.
Yeah.
Healthy stuff. You're camping.
Yeah.
You're camping.
And how old is your dad?
My dad at that point, so he's 26 years older than me. He'd have been 37.
Okay.
So he probably wasn't too happy in the morning when he woke up after sleeping on logs.
No.
Yeah, he probably wasn't in a good mood.
with his son.
Yeah.
And a dog.
You guys are lucky you woke up.
In the middle of nowhere. And it is now Tuesday. And we left on Sunday. So we walk. I had twisted my ankle at some point. I didn't really notice when, but I had. And thankfully we woke up and there was a new fresh layer of snow on top of everything.
So you can't see where you came from.
Not good.
Well, the bonus to that was walking back across the field where we were to the road that we knew was there. And I didn't sink through the fresh snow at all, which was awesome because, I didn't want to step in water anymore.
Yeah, with your Crocs.
Yes, with Crocs before they were known as Crocs, They were just, I don't know what a young Croc is called, but it would have been one of those.
Crockett?
A Joey? I don't know.
Joey.
A Joey, yeah.
You?
No, I think it's more of a Chandler than a Joey.
Yeah.
Joeys are kind of bouncy. Chandlers are always afraid of everything, kind of snap every once in a while. Yeah, it sounds more like it.
I gotcha.
Definitely not a Ross.
Yeah. David Schwimmer.
So the little, Chandlers I had on my feet. And we make it to the road. We walk back the way that we came. I'm tired. Haven't had anything to eat except snow. Threw up a couple of times because I hadn't had anything to eat but snow. We made it back to the car. Still stuck. Grabbed, I think I had a couple of marshmallows and I passed out for like half an hour. And my dad's like, all right, son, we got to go back the way that we came. Not up the mountain, but back the road.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there were houses there and hopefully someone will be there.
Yeah.
And we walked back. We checked all the houses along the way and no one was home. And then to the last house that we get to, there's big trucks and stuff moving around outside. And we walk up and they're like, oh, what are you guys doing out here? And it's like, well, we got our car stuck and can you help us with that? And they're like, yeah, we got this big old thing. We'll just pull it out of there. No problem. And it's like, oh, you've got a little boy and a dog. Why don't you bring them inside to get warm? And so they were just about to leave for Coeur d'Alene, Spain, somewhere, wherever that is. So I go inside, I pass out, and then my dad comes up. We had some like cold hot dogs and Diet Pepsi. First thing I'd eaten in like 37 and a half hours.
Yeah.
Apparently found out I'd walked 30 miles in 2 days with my dad through the mountains.
Jesus.
In the
snow.
That's a big difference.
Freezing cold at 11. Get home and find out that my mom was like, I had the cops looking for you. Like you had been called officially missing.
Wow.
What's wrong with his foot? And I'm like, well, I guess I twisted my ankle at some point. Go lay down For crying out loud, get
Here's some
warm.
cold hot dogs and Diet Pepsi. Let me dump this Sunny D on you.
I mean,
You'll feel better.
at least you had iced it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I kept it cold.
Why? We couldn't find any ice. Oh, wait. Like
It was
Jeremiah
already
Johnson.
frozen from being in the stream. What do you want? What do you want?
They're like Dances with Wolves. You can just put your foot in the fire.
Yeah. Yeah. So then
did your mom think your dad was a little irresponsible after hearing the story? Was she a little upset?
a little upset.
Yeah.
It doesn't even cover it.
You know,
Especially
people die
because
in those-
she works in a hospital and sees all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
She's a certified surgical technologist. That's the
Okay.
guy who goes forceps, and she goes forceps.
Yeah. Mhm. When they're extracting
Coronavirus.
massive dildos from people's
Yeah.
orfi.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. From the orify.
Yeah, that's most of their job.
Yeah, right.
Is accepting is handing forceps and accepting dildos.
Jeez, this is a little bit bigger than last
Yeah,
week, for
Jesus.
crying out loud.
Yeah, swaddle it like a baby.
A horse?
Well, and you know that most of the time people die in the wilderness because they leave their car. They leave this thing that you can easily find them in.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they found your car.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the police, whenever they were looking for you, because they're like, oh, they're heading up that way to go here. They just drive that way, and then they're like, hey, here's the car. It's got a license plate on it. It's obviously on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, don't leave your vehicle.
Yeah. What's all these tracks all around our car? You know, what's this note from police? You know?
A ticket?
Yeah.
In the woods? I didn't know I couldn't park here.
Biden's America.
That was
Oh.
Clinton, actually. It was
Oh, really?
Clinton's
Yeah,
America.
okay. Yeah, they were better times, you know, just a guy getting a blowjob and denying it to Congress. You know, it's a
I'm
good time.
sorry.
Yeah. So, what happened to your ankle? Just a regular sprain? It wasn't
Yeah,
like
it was
infected or
just
anything?
no, it was just a sprain. Mom was like, "You're taking tomorrow off."
Mhm.
I'm like, "Okay." Inadvertent 5-day weekend that
Mhm.
was really crappy towards the end.
That's awesome.
Sarah says, Dan to this day loves a breakfast hot dog while camping. Fun fact.
Yes, I do. I love.
really do?
I love cooking hot dogs over the first
Over
fire of the
snow.
day. You know, when you get good enough,
Yeah,
snow will cook anything.
that's true. It's true. That's interesting. And then so basically then you went into firefighting, which was basically the same exact thing you were doing, just not through the snow. You're just trudging through mountains aimlessly.
On fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the most interesting fact: my final year of fighting fire,
Mhm.
I was on a fire where I trekked the entire way when I was 11.
The same one?
The exact same trek.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
And I saw the shed. I had pictures of it
Oh, crazy.
in the field. Like, I was like, yeah, I almost died if it weren't for that little thing over there. I'm like,
Just
what?
Dumping
No
Sunny
way.
D.
I'm like, yeah, that's where I fell and had Sunny D on my
Yeah,
head.
Dunking,
you know?
dumping Sunny D on yourself in memoriam.
I didn't have any hair product.
One for your homies. To all my homies. Oh, that's awesome.
yeah,
So, also,
so-
fun fact Dan cannot sleep when the house is cold.
Nope. Nightmares start, and I
Really?
can't sleep. My body.
Nightmares from that, you believe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. 100%. I will start freaking out about not and wake up where I am not where I think I am.
Now, how cold were you? Were you like cold to the point where you thought you were gonna die in the shed? I mean,
Yeah.
Did you
I
get
mean,
to that
I
point? Yeah.
didn't. I didn't have really too much of a like from the other few times that I died, almost died before that.
Mhm.
You'd think I have some kind of concept of mortality, but
Mhm.
no. Even at 11, I
Yeah.
was like, well, I don't know what death is
Yeah.
other than what religion
And-
has told me. So as long as
Well, and I think that since your dad was there, then you're like, oh, well, things are gonna be fine because I'm with.
Yeah,
he's got it figured out. you
I'm
know?
with Dad,
Yeah.
so
Of course, we should leave the car
is
and walk uphill
yeah. Dad says it's a good plan.
and follow these tracks that are wavering in width. You know that we think are trucks.
Oh yeah.
There's two tracks and they keep getting wider and narrower. Oh, you mean those are snowmobiles that independently are? Yeah.
And then
Do those
circle a
skis?
tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you didn't die frozen in the.
I think it was a pretty close call. So you had a
Jeremiah
dog
Johnson.
with you too, and the dog was okay?
It turns out dogs, when it's snowy outside or extremely cold outside, will actually scratch a bare spot into the ground. Like they will go through snow, they will go through mud, they will go through water or whatever they have to, anything like duff or pine needles or that sort of thing, and dig themselves a dry patch under all of that and then lay on the ground. Because then the heat from their body is being reflected from
Yeah, that makes sense.
the cold ground, and since there's no wet to soak their fur other than from the outside,
That's why I bring a dog, make him dig it, and then I throw him out of it and get in the hole.
That's a good plan, actually.
Yeah, and then I'm like, dig another one, stupid.
the dog would be like, "Can I snuggle?
Nope.
Do I get to snuggle?"
I pick up your shit every day.
This is you repaying me.
Yeah, you owe me.
Repaying me. For crying out loud. I feed you 2 times a day.
Sometimes.
It's the least you can do.
Well, I've got a similar story. I get obsessed with things, right?
I've picked up on that.
Yeah.
90 some episodes. I think I've picked up on that.
I have these things that I get ideas in my head and then I can't get rid of them.
That's why
and
you know so many things.
It's true about like science and like
It's science.
yeah, kind of thing. Cool stuff that people enjoy. So I started a podcast. So lately it's been something that is very similar to your story, tuna sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. A lot of parallels. So
Cold, wet.
yeah, exactly. Sleep in a ditch, tuna sandwiches. So I was
Sleeping with the fishes. I got it.
yeah, I wanted a tuna sandwich, and I've got a kind of a high threshold for my tuna sandwiches. I used to work at this really fancy restaurant called Blimpie's.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Very
wanna
nice.
brag.
I see around town. I see fewer Blimpies,
Yeah.
more of that crap place Subway.
And that's actually what's funny is, so I went to Subway to get a tuna sandwich, and it was just because of proximity. I was at the store, and then there was a Subway built into the store, which is always a good sign.
That's
as
so
far as-
as I totally almost bought Subway today.
Did you?
And I probably haven't had it in like 8 months.
And and look, Subway is fine because growing up on the East Coast, subs are it's
thing.
different than Subway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Subway.
I imagine being an East Coaster like yourself,
Yeah.
that it's a pinch hit provision for a sandwich, let
Oh,
alone
God,
a
yeah.
sub.
Yeah. And
They're sandwich artists.
it's funny because when you go to Subway, it's kind of like the way I like to look at it is almost like a salad on
some
a
bread.
roll. Yeah, on some subpar bread. So because like with a sandwich, you got to have the quality meats and the cheese and the right toppings and oil and vinegar or just whatever you like on it. So I went to I went to Subway, and of course it's all like stoner kids working there that are like 15 years old or something.
Yeah, man, I'll make you a sandwich, no problem.
And of course they don't have any tuna. So he like scoops
Are
one
we
scoop
supposed
of
to make it?
yeah, he scoops like one scoop of old tuna out, and I'm a foot long man, I'm not
Oh,
afraid
yeah.
to say it.
No. It's because why make it
What am
small?
I gay? Yeah.
Something tiny. Come on. Come
So-
on. No, I want it big. I want it long.
In my mouth.
And in my mouth. Preferably all over my face.
Yeah, just get it on
Because
my
it's
chest,
delicious.
Rub it in.
They
for the
give me a
ladies.
bag to put it in.
A cylindrical bag.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they call it
There's nothing that says.
slap a bag on it. Double bag it, please.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting dirty.
And a napkin. Gotta
so-
clean up.
So the guy goes, "Oh yeah, I'll be right back." And so I think he's gonna go in the back and just grab the pre-made, whatever it is.
they fixed it at like 3 a.m.
Yeah. No, I could see in the little mirror of the thing behind the corner, he's like fucking panicking and like opening cans and doing that shit and like just mashing, what I hope is mayo into it. And
Turns out it's horseradish.
who knows? and so I ended up getting it, and I think I went, oh, hey, do you have spicy brown mustard? And of course they're like, because all right, here's my theory with tuna sandwiches.
Okay.
I want rye bread because rye is a very strong flavor, and you'll notice that as a theme in my sandwiches. So I want rye bread, I want tuna, I want Swiss because of the strength of a good Swiss.
Many holes.
Lots of holes in it, so I can see the tuna.
Oh yeah.
Got tuna jettisoning out
Oh, yeah.
like a porpoise, his blowhole.
Oh man, all over.
Yeah, nothing sexier than jettisoning tuna.
It's a bukkake of meat.
So spicy brown mustard, and then extra pickles and jalapenos and just all the fun stuff. And when I go to Subway, I'm like, I just want all the veggies. Just throw them all on
That's
there.
what I do too.
I'm indiscriminate about my veggies
Yep.
there. None of them really have flavor. They're just
Just crunch.
What
Just
about
different colors.
jicama? Yeah, put the freaking jicama on the sandwich.
Yeah. What do I look like? I'm not getting about Jesus.
Come on.
Yeah. So I get the sandwich as usual, and I take a bite of it, and I'm just like, it's just flavorless. Like I don't know exactly.
Really?
I don't know if they. I don't know if they added, if they like add seasoning into it. I doubt it, because I think when I used to make tuna when I worked at Blimpies,
Yeah.
I don't think we added any like flavoring or seasoning, but we added heavy duty mayo, which is like the fucking secret. It
Okay.
literally says heavy duty mayo. Yeah, it's badass. So that stuff is like the best. I mean, you could lubricate a truck axle with it.
My wife's probably gagging right now.
Yeah, and I think that the mayo that they had there, because I saw it was a little bit dry, I think it was low fat mayo, and so maybe that's what he used. I don't even think they
It
have
wasn't
regular
even
mayo there.
regular, much less heavy duty.
And-
Come on.
And I said, hey, can I have some of that? Or I was like, let me have some mayo on there. He's like, oh, we only have low fat, and I'm like, I guess, like just throw some of that. I'm like, I'm sure you have fucking plenty of Chipotle or whatever,
Just go ahead.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Just fuck me in my ass, you 15-year-old asshole.
Not even spitting on it.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
fine.
This is not heavy duty. So super disappointing. And this was about 5 days ago, and I haven't slept since.
I believe it. That would
yeah.
haunt me.
Yeah.
Like
So-
I thought being cold was bad. This sandwich.
Yeah.
This
I know. You can
sandwich.
see why I have PTSD.
Easily.
Post tuna.
Post tuna
yeah.
stress disorder.
Yeah, SPSD, subpar tuna stress disorder.
Oh my goodness.
So, I had to make things right, because there was an unfinished chapter in my life at this point.
Yes.
Because when I write my memoirs, I don't want it to all be tuna regret.
Well,
That's a good point.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get
I
that.
say that you can have regret in life,
but no regrets.
but not some regret.
No,
Not
no,
tuna
it's either
regret.
no regrets
Yeah,
or none at all.
yeah. So I went to my my favorite sandwich shop, which is it's like a family-owned one.
All right,
which I
hold. Back it up.
Mhm.
So you went to Subway and then you went to another sandwich shop?
This was like the next day or the day after.
Okay.
So I've just been mulling over in my head, just endless, just cold sweats and talking to myself. and
Freezing. The
Yeah.
nightmares.
fevered dreams of tuna and low-fat mayo.
Tasteless.
Yeah.
So tasteless.
Yeah. What is it? So
I need a sandwich.
I ended up taking the so I ended up going to my second favorite sandwich shop, and it was go ahead, Roma. How do you turn it down? I think you would just have to do the white knob. Yeah. So my second favorite sandwich shop I went inside and I wasn't wearing a mask because I was challenging them. And so what they ended up saying was, go ahead and get back on my. And so what they ended up saying was, they said you have to get out, and then you have to order. You have to order outside. And I was like, okay. So I was like, I can put on my mask. She's like, no, we just have everyone order in the lobby. And I'm like, this is a smaller room than we were just in. Why are we in here now? And so anyways, they didn't even have tuna. So I'm like, okay, you're like, I mean, they're a legit, like, they have like brisket and corned beef and just everything all the good Italian meats and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just, I guess, no tuna. So, and it could be a COVID thing because I think they did have a limited menu. So I'll give them that.
Okay.
But I just left because between sending me out of the store for not wearing a mask, of course they tell me no tuna. So I go to my third place to go get a tuna sandwich. And this one was actually pretty good. I got some broccoli slaw and I got tuna with, there was a little bit of egg in it, which was kind of off-putting. And it was a little bit sweet, which they could have cut with a little extra pickles or some jalapenos or something.
Throw some dill in there, give it some crunch.
Yeah, but I guess my point of all this is just how hard it's been to find a goddamn good tuna sandwich. And I don't know what the solution to that is. I don't know if it's something we can maybe vote on, or we can create some kind of political action group.
Oh man.
Like a TPAC, tuna political action group, TPAC Shakur. You were in 97,
Yeah. TPAC.
Yeah.
Come on. You don't know TPAC?
Yeah. So, I don't know.
And the notorious BLIMP.
Blimpy, yes.
That's a good one, Dan.
I like that, Dan. Yeah. So, so that's what I've been dealing with. It's been a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
I feel like I wish you didn't take up as much time so we could spend more time.
I understand.
Dad, you selfish bastard.
Ooh,
I'm gonna take up all the logs too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You don't
You make the dog sleep outside. Did the dog snuggle with you?
No. Surprisingly, the dog
bitch.
was like, you know what? I'm just staying away from you guys.
You're on your own. Thanks
You're
for
weirding me out here, and I'm a dog. I lick my own balls. Come on. Oh wait, I don't have any.
Yeah, because of you. That's very funny. So, Roma, do you have any tuna stories, or you good? If you
I
don't,
had tuna yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
And where was it from? And was it delicious?
It was from a can.
You made it yourself?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, fancy.
Bread and all?
Yeah.
I didn't make the bread. I toasted the bread, and then I put cheese on it and melted the cheese.
Okay.
It's basically a tuna melt, but it was like a poor man's version.
Yeah.
So like I made tuna.
From a radiator.
Yeah. And I made tuna, put it in a bowl, microwaved it, put some cheese on top, microwaved it, scooped it onto some bread, and
Yeah. All right.
ta-da.
Nice.
That's
What
not
kind
bad.
of bread?
It was good.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
kind of bread?
Keto bread.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
right.
That's definitely good.
Yeah.
Roma, you're looking great, by the way,
Oh, thanks.
from all the keto. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been, I haven't been doing anything like that.
Well, you're living your life.
Yeah. I'm living my best life. Like Oprah. So, all right. I was talking to somebody. Now, Dan, I don't know how like political or whatever you are, but somebody was asking me what the difference between or what woke meant, because I was talking to them and they were like, "Oh no, you're woke," like to me.
Okay.
And I'm like, "No, I'm not." Like
You're woke. Well, I mean, you could be red-pilled and woke.
that's the thing. So which I had to explain, and so I kind of wanted to talk about that because there are probably people out there that don't exactly know, they're not so into the culture wars and all that stuff, where there are these terms that people use and maybe they don't know the difference between them.
Right.
So, what we talk a lot about here, and sometimes you'll see it on some of our social media and stuff, is like red pilled.
Yeah.
And so I've got, I think on my Minds and some other places, I've got Morpheus's hands from the Matrix, which
With
was
the
a
red
movie
and the
back
blue
in-
pill.
Yes, and so Morpheus basically says, you take the blue pill and you wake up in your bed tomorrow thinking this was all just a dream. You take the red pill and you see how far down the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah.
So it's like this big moment for Neo to choose what he wants. Does he want to stay in Neverland, or does he want to, or La La Land, or whatever you want to call it, or does he want to find out the truth? So the truth doesn't really, or the red pill doesn't really have a positive or negative connotation. It's more just the actual truth.
Yeah, reality.
Awakened.
Yeah.
So that awakening is different from being woke, which is like the colloquial term for someone who is kind of part of that social justice narrative. So when you're all about, your pronouns in your Twitter bio and kind of the traditional like Marxist power struggle between with like intersectionality of and conflict theory, critical race theory, your race, your gender, your caste, your power in life.
There
is
are
the most
no
important
questions
thing.
about what you are, what your gender is, where you stand.
And
All of
who's
it is
above you.
clear to you
Mhm.
about your entire surroundings,
Mhm.
and you are self-aware.
And if you're part of the group that is the most oppressed, you're at the highest level of that woke culture.
Okay.
And if you're part of the lower class, so like me being a straight white male or a cisgender,
AKA the devil.
basically I'm the oppressor. So then I would have to, prostrate myself before anyone of higher
Beat yourself
stature.
with a studded belt every day for your
Yes.
entire life in front of the entire class.
Yeah, flagellate myself and
Flagellate. Can you say that on air?
Yeah, exactly. Flagellating all over.
Oh, jeez.
Flagellating a shed with your dad. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey.
What?
Yeesh.
We were both there. We were lonely. So being woke is being aware of all of the power dynamics in society that rules our lives and oppresses the proletariat, I guess.
So
in the Marxist way.
Is being woke also to where you have officially stepped out of the role of, as I would probably consider it, and so would the powers that be, you are no longer a sheep. You have realized, or at least you're a sheep who's been sheared. Like all the wool is off of you. There's no more fluffy cloud.
Mhm.
You're just naked, and you realize that this is what's happening.
To them, I think it is, and
You're
I
still
think,
valueless.
That's what they think.
yeah, to them, I believe it is, and the part of that is then that's where all the equity and inclusion and all that stuff comes in. So it requires action that you have to, it's like being anti-racist. So you have to seek out the things that are racist, and the convenient part for you is everything is racist. So
Yeah.
everything in life, the reason that I didn't get a good tuna sandwich was because that guy was racist. And the reason that, I got kicked out because I didn't have a mask on, racism.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's a really great way to go through life because you can explain so many things.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's part of critical theory. So critical theory is you're looking at everything through a critical eye. Critical race theory would be in the lens of race, you're looking through everything. So why does someone get into college or not get into college? Why does someone pass a test or not pass a test? Why does someone, give you cold hot dogs instead of hot dogs?
And
because it's ironic, probably, but also
it was the hot dogs were cold. The
Mhm.
Diet Pepsi was warm. It
And
was the
that's
delicious.
worst.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
Yeah.
But it was so good because
Yeah,
I hadn't
totally.
eaten anything in like 37 and a half hours.
Heck yeah. No, that's totally
So delicious.
yeah. And so
I got my beans from the Lord. They let me eat. It doesn't matter if there's no nutritional value to it. I got to eat.
It's got some protein. It's got some pig skins, buttholes.
My life is better.
And so with the woke culture, it's basically kind of the complete opposite. It's like, if you're woke, you're one way. You believe that the world is this way, a power dynamic that's based on, sex, race,
Okay.
your gender as you see it.
You've
and all
officially
that stuff.
written the lines.
And in when you're red pilled, you see that for all that it is, all the Marxism and the, because a lot of those people probably don't understand anything about Marx, anything about the.
Why would they see anything wrong with it?
Well, communism, because they're like, because they've been taught, multiculturalism is good and racism is bad. So therefore, if I'm anti-racist, I'm the best.
Too bad Marx was a major racist.
Oh yeah.
He was a giant flaming racist.
And poor hygiene, I've heard.
I've
hygiene?
heard
No
very
way.
poor.
Mhm.
Yes.
No way.
Mhm.
Wait,
And-
worse than Rasputin?
No, I hear Rasputin was legendary.
Because I heard
Big
he
dick,
was
though.
funky with a huge dick. They
Yeah.
had to cut off twice
Yeah, and
kill him like 13 other times, and he still didn't die.
and dreamy eyes,
Dreamy
mesmerizing.
eyes, really?
Yeah. Maybe not dreamy, but piercing, mesmerizing. Yeah. And so with red pilling, you are aware of kind of the government. You're aware of I guess you're just opened up to, it's not necessarily conspiracies or anything like that, but you're aware of how screwed up things are societally, politically, libertarians are red pilled, and there's many groups that are, where
Right.
I think being woke is more that elitist,
My shit doesn't stink.
I'm woke.
academia. Yeah. And and a lot of guys, I think, just do it to get laid because they're surrounded by a bunch of liberal women that
And
they
they're
can't.
guys.
Yeah. So they just do it just to, and then
Hey.
there's the people that join Antifa.
What's going on, girl? I'm woke.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Like-
You're so oppressed. Let me take you back and get you drunk.
I will make sure you get to a bed safely
Yeah,
tonight.
exactly. Yeah. Look how skinny I
Might
am.
not be your own, but
Yeah.
hey, we're woke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like male feminists. Watch out.
Yeah, the male feminists. Yeah. Dangerous guys.
Just burn that bra, girl.
Mhm.
Let those puppies fly free.
No, this is for you. Yeah.
What? You don't need pants? Come on.
Yeah.
You're woke.
You know what I hate? Hot chicks. Instagram. Yeah.
I look at their pages all day. And
Yeah,
it
just
just makes
hate.
me sick.
Yeah. Just patriarchy,
I just can't comment on any of them because I'm just so sick.
Yeah.
But I can't stop looking at how bad it is.
Oh, do I have jizz on my pants? Oh, I'm sorry.
That's from something.
I was just masturbating out of anger for the patriarchy.
just
So then there's a couple other designations now. So basically blue pilled would be like you're still asleep. You're still yes, you're a sheeple, red pilled would be like the sheepdogs, like you're the ones that can change some stuff, can actually right some wrongs in the world. Then there's black pilled, and black pill is you do not see a good outcome. So it's like you're red pilled, but then you have no hope,
Oh,
which is
man.
not a good place to be.
No.
But I think you can find yourself there fairly easily, depending on what's going on. So you just see like the bill, the voting bills and these things and
you know
all
what?
that.
I'm gonna be the first to say it.
Mhm.
Black pills do not matter.
Yes, exactly.
That's
it. Yep.
no. Black pills do not matter
Yes.
at all.
Little b.
little b.
Mhm. But so that you definitely don't want to be black pilled, because then you're just giving up on
Yeah.
on your ability to change.
No,
Nihilism.
you have checked out.
Yeah.
You are no longer a part of life.
Well, and like I said, it could be temporary. So, if you find yourself in that position, don't give up. There's no, we won over communism once, or a few times actually, but we
Yes,
kept
but
it from coming here.
did we?
Well,
Did
those
we?
McCarthy trials, they always said how bad
Did
McCarthy
we?
was. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like they said how bad he was, like, cause in school when we grew up, that's what they were like, this guy, he had these false trials. And I'm like, God, I'm looking back on that now. I'm like, you scumbags. He was the fucking hero of that story. And you assholes are trying to make it look like he was fucking. I'm like, no, you're all communists now. Like we should be having those again.
Yeah, and that's why
Right.
they're upset about it.
Nobody's got the fucking balls to, yeah, they're
That's
too
part of,
deeply rooted like ticks.
I'd have to say that that's like one of the biggest problems that we have in our country today is we become so complacent with cell phones and video games and everything at our fingertips.
Yeah.
You can get you can now get booze delivered to your house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
And I can't find a good tuna sandwich.
right.
What is this era we're living
Right. And now because of this whole virus thing, they're like, stay home.
in? Mm-hmm.
It's safe there.
Yeah.
No one can bring the virus into you. Just shh. Just let it happen.
What if
And-
we're the virus?
Uh,
Sorry.
that was perfect.
Yeah, no.
And so with that in mind, everyone is so comfortable that no one wants to speak up. Why would I want to ruin being able to have 5G and free porn and food delivered to my door, and I can pay all my bills online, and then I save money on gas that for some reason just skyrocketed in price everywhere.
I mean, I could guess the reason.
Well,
shutting down the
there-
giant pipeline.
To the best of my knowledge, there were at least 4 reasons
Yeah.
that gas went up.
Mm-hmm.
Something that hadn't really had, like, in 4 years. I
no.
watched gas stay at a pretty low level
$2 a gallon
for the first time. Like it almost went up to 3 at one point.
But it also went down to like $1.50 when COVID hit. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
That was so exciting.
yeah.
You don't remember? Ugh, I was like, I'm driving as much as possible.
Oh man, it was so nice because my job was considered essential. After 2 days, I had 2 days off throughout that whole pandemic to just find out, nope, you're essential. You're working the whole time.
Damn it.
And I'm like, yeah, because I'm one of those people who would rather work than sit at home and figure out that I have nothing to do at home. Or I have to, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that was rough. The sitting at home.
Yeah, I bet it was because I watched a lot of people sit at home and I got to drive everywhere with no traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that was cool too.
nice. Work in like 10 minutes when normally it takes like 25. And not speeding because no one was on the road. But no one wants to fight that. Why would an entire country want to fight that?
I think the red pill people do.
Well, they want to.
Like me walking in with no mask. It's like, because I just want to make it regular. I want somebody to be able to see a human face again.
Yeah. I actually did a job for a guy out of town delivering some furniture to him, like I do. And it turns out I had installed and moved different furniture for him at another office back in my town. And the only way, like, I recognized him. He wasn't wearing a mask. He was just like, whatever. I'm in one of those states where we don't care. And sure, it'll spike, but it'll go back down again. I'll get the vaccine. What do you want? And I had to pull my mask down over 3 feet away. Over 3 feet away from him, because that's apparently now
That's
the
the new
standard,
rule.
right? As good old John told us. And then he was like, oh, yeah, you did move my furniture before, and now you're here. Well, move that desk. Thank you.
Well, and it's going to be people like that.
But but no
I think
one,
a lot of people, they wake up to it. So like, there's a lot of scare tactics right off the bat. And, and of course the media, because it's like, okay, is the media evil? Are they stupid? Are they greedy? It's a little bit of all of them.
yeah, I'd have to say that if anything, the media would be considered as
the enemy of the people, I would say.
it's a screaming child.
Yeah.
It's a screaming child. Do you want to believe what the screaming child is saying? It might be saying some truth. It might be spinning you a bunch of lies.
Yeah, well, they were put in place, though, in order to spin lies. I mean, they're bought and paid for by,
Mhm.
I don't even want to say government, but, the...
Oh, they're definitely bought and paid for, though. Whether it's by the government or by some corporation or some private investor.
Or just trying to get clicks, because they go, oh, this newest thing is the most terrible. And then everybody clicks on it because they want to know what the most terrible is. And then so people walk, instead of going, reading through the article or actually getting the truth, they just get this little like, oh, we just read the first, 10 lines of it that tells us how bad it could be or something. And then you're totally misinformed. So then you make
nobody
poor decisions.
Nobody ever reads the whole article anyways.
Exactly. And so I definitely think
headlines.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that feeds into it a lot. And so that's why you have people that are, and then you have people that are just, good sheep. So they are yelling at other people. I saw this one video of someone that wasn't wearing a mask, and this guy yells, "Why does she get to not wear a mask?" So it wasn't even that, oh, you're endangering the rest of our lives, like those fucking assholes usually are the ones saying. Usually they're confronting you in a store with a camera.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, they're risking our lives, everyone's lives. It's like, well,
I
why
have
are you
to
so
get
close to me?
enough to get her face in the whole
totally.
shot.
Yeah. But that's the selling out your neighbor part. That, the Nazis, the communists, all that stuff, they sold everyone out, that was close to them and their neighbors and all that stuff because...
Did you know that they made it legal? Or at least they made it definitely encouraged people to, if you see somebody in a store not wearing a mask, call the cops.
Yeah.
If a store owner or an employee of that store sees somebody not wearing a mask and they refuse to leave, call the cops.
Or if you see your neighbor with too many cars parked out when in the holidays, they're actually going in and taking people out of their homes, like in I think it was Canada that I saw that.
But
it's nuts.
It's for the good of the people.
Yeah, comrade.
Shh.
Yeah.
It's okay. Let me put the lullaby on one more time.
Yes.
It will be the last time, I promise. Till tomorrow.
And so and so white pilling is the antithetical black pill, where the white pill is you do have hope for the future. So
that's too many pills.
Blue pill, red pill,
Can't
white
we just
pill, and black pill.
Chop them all up, put them right in a freaking straw, snort them into our head, and just enjoy the ride.
Die in Minneapolis. And
well, rather it be Minneapolis than L.A.
Yeah, that's true. Roma, do you want to check out that? I wanted to show that video.
Sure.
So, Dan, you're a fire expert. So I wanted to show you this video, and have you Roma just kind of ride the pause button, and that way we can kind of have Dan help us break this video down. So, as you can see, this gentleman.
Whoa, that was firefighting music for sure.
Yeah, and so he's obviously welding or doing something, cutting torch.
Yeah.
Dressed in his let's see,
in his best firefighting gear, flip-flops and shorts.
Yep, no shirt.
And the ball cap
is always a good
It looks like he's got goggles, or that just became his face.
Yeah. And so you definitely see the it actually looked like he had a welding mask.
Oh, yeah, no, that looked like a welding mask.
Yeah.
It's out of control.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you want to pause that, Roma.
Whoa! That escalated quickly.
Yeah. So, it looks like he's welding some sort of a fuel tank, maybe.
Like a smart man would.
Yeah. And he's got a truck next to him that's obviously not in running order at the moment if he has the hood up.
Hopefully
a large
it doesn't
truck.
have a leak.
Hopefully not. And so what he does is goes and grabs, instead of not a fire extinguisher or
he
anything.
grabs
if
water
you're-
like a man.
Yeah. And it looks like a pressure washer at that.
Oh yeah, nothing will put out a fire faster than high pressured water.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, go ahead, Roma. We'll keep going.
Oh yeah, no, we can move it over here.
So the fuel starts to go under the truck. Which is close behind. Yeah, do you want to just go ahead and pause it?
Tires burn? What's this?
Yeah. So the fuel has gone under the truck now and is now, setting the tires on fire and I'm sure whatever rubber is part of that truck.
It's gonna burn for a while.
Under the engine block, and a second guy comes out.
Yeah, I saw him. He was smart. Not as
Very
smart
helpful.
because he was wearing a shirt.
Yeah. Well, and then you'll see how what tools he brings to the fight.
And
So when you're putting out, a diesel fire, you want this guy on your team. So yeah, go ahead, Rome. He has brought a blanket.
oh, good.
So he's whipping blankets
good.
onto, which actually it does kind of look like it's helping.
I mean, it
some.
does look helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, look, see? Fixed
now
it.
there's a guy
He's
with
got
a shovel.
the green shirt. Okay.
Finally, someone brought a fire extinguisher.
Looks
So
like
that's
he's
good.
got some Crocs on.
Yep. And so, I mean, is that did they do all the right things? Because it feels like they did.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, you got to make sure that the fire spreads good and wide so that you can see it in its entirety.
Yeah, you know how much fire you're dealing with then.
So
Well,
was that gasoline?
I think it was diesel.
Okay,
is-
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're
With-
not supposed to put water to grease. I don't know
No.
if that worked with diesel or.
It had
I don't
the
know.
with diesel you definitely have to smother it generally with gasoline as long as you
Throw
extinguish the
gasoline on it.
flame
Yeah.
or you throw more gas. Eventually it'll go out.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I think you can have diesel on fire on top of water. So I don't
yes, yes you
Yeah,
can.
Yeah.
Yes you
So-
can. Because
So I don't know if there's
Oil
any really
floats.
good. Here's the thing: don't weld a tank that's got diesel in it. That's the first thing you do. Is you prevent that from happening. And
well, next time I'm welding on a fuel tank, I'll know what not to do.
actually, I had something like this happen because I worked on a golf course, and the mechanic was welding something or cutting something on a. They called it a Cushman, and it was a three-wheeled, 3-speed, kind of a like a golf cart, but it had like a
Made out of
dramatic
weed?
truck bed. What's that?
Made out of weed?
Cush?
Yeah,
Like
like
a Cushman.
like in
Yeah.
Cheech and Chong Up
Mhm.
in Smoke.
hmm
They had a whole truck made out of weed.
I was gonna say, or a motorcycle or something. I'm sure they've had a few.
Yeah,
They forgot.
Anything you can make out of weed, they had.
Yes, exactly. And so he was doing something, and he like either sparked or did something to the gas tank, and so it started. I think he was actually cutting apart a piece of equipment, and it started a fire. And so I ran up with a bucket and started throwing dirt on it.
Did
and-
you sing the song?
What's that?
I didn't start the fire.
No, I did
Damn it.
Missed opportunity.
I was just going to say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Roma and I were on the same page.
Well, I guess I learned after that. I was like, that the guys were like, that was really dangerous because I just did it and didn't really think about it. But everybody else was standing back because they thought it was going to explode.
Oh,
So-
Jesus.
But anyways, I ended up putting it out. So
Oh, good job.
That's
our
when-
meth head mechanic.
That's when everybody else just stands back and are like, should we help him? Oh, wait.
He's 14. He'll walk it off. Yeah.
Just watch.
Yeah.
We're going to see what happens.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, thanks for weighing in on that with us. I thought of you
Oh,
when I saw that
absolutely.
video.
That was definitely some firefighting.
The best part is the guy's welding in no shirt. Like, Jesus Christ, I've cooked bacon in no shirt, and I regret that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I experienced that as well myself.
hmm You only got to
And-
get a few grease burns on your lower abdomen
Absolutely.
before you learn a lesson.
Absolutely. And, I figured that he was trying to be smart in
Mhm.
not wearing a shirt because
Well,
it
yeah.
didn't look like a hairy guy.
He was going out
So-
to dinner later, wanted to
Right.
keep his shirt clean.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
he was
Somewhere real
making
nice,
sure
I
that
bet.
if flames did erupt,
Mhm.
they weren't going to hurt his torso because they weren't going to stick to a shirt.
Yeah, you don't want a greasy shirt on. That'll
That's going
That's
to
how you
make
burn your
fire
skin.
on him.
exactly.
He would have been better off wearing a tie, I'm telling you.
I tell you.
Get no respect at all.
Yeah. Ooh, take my wife.
Please, I don't want to see her again.
Yeah. Roma, I think. All right. Well, I don't think we have enough time to get into my last topic, so I think we're gonna have to save that one.
Fair enough.
Or maybe we could do a premium one on it. A premium podcast for our website. I don't know. Well, we'll see. It's a good one. Roma, do you think we should take a citizenship test at some point on the show? Do you think we could pass citizenship tests?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I was
would
thinking about it.
I would like to do that.
Yeah, okay.
That would be pretty
I would
fun.
totally
Alright.
be game for
Yeah.
doing a citizenship
We
test.
could do a live, like on the air, citizenship test, and I don't know exactly how we do it. If we answer our answers and then
and then
go through it and
like it's
Okay.
like, okay, what'd you get for number 2?
yeah,
Yeah, we should do it.
okay,
That'd be fun. It'll be embarrassing if we all fail it, but
yeah.
Oh,
I think we'll do
that would
pretty
be
good.
so
we'll
awesome
do okay.
if we failed it. Because what are they gonna do?
Yeah, kick us out.
Are they gonna?
Biden will just let us back in.
They would be like, okay, you're no longer.
Just see me climbing over the border.
Just go home.
Just see me in one of those encampments,
We're
huddled under
we're
a
gonna
bridge.
deport you
Yeah,
back to your house.
yeah, that would be interesting. Did you see those? Have you seen how bad the border is getting with all the
It's a
people
shit
under the
show.
bridges and stuff?
I
crazy.
haven't seen it, but I've been hearing that it's a manhunt,
Mhm.
and they're hunting down the people who aren't part of the border wall.
well, there's Project Veritas came out with that thing where there's they're just like housing people in these under overpasses or underpasses or whatever.
I saw him taking them out of what is it, storage containers or crates or something.
Like pods, like those things.
The
in
big
people's
shipping
driveways.
crates, you
yeah,
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah. But
taking is real.
there was some facility that was, I think it was set up for like 1,700 people and or no, sorry, 750 people, and there was like 14,000 or something, like some
Jesus.
crazy amount of people in this place that's like way beyond, but where do you put
Capacity.
people? What do you do?
You
If-
put them back in Mexico.
Well, if everybody's running over the border and and then I think Biden came out with that moratorium on, I think Congress shot that down or something, but on deportations for 100 days or something. So it's like, so what do you do now, stupid? Like if you ask people, if you encourage people to come in.
But he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, exactly. Such a nice guy.
Oh man.
So yeah, you put I guess you have a demented man to take the fall for whatever horrific policies that
Because he's been president for 120 years.
I'm sure he thinks so.
government. That's what he said.
He said I've been in
in
the
government.
government for 120 years.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't know he said that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's very, very interesting. It's a sad state of affairs, but I guess 2022 will be here soon, and we can start voting.
Well,
You know.
I still have till, let's see, I said 6 months, so February, March, April. It would be like August,
Uh-huh.
right? My call is August. He gets lost, and
Attack.
President stand-in Harris
Mm-hmm.
informs the public we have the president in the basement of the White House.
Mm-hmm.
He is playing with his trains and reading his Vogue magazine and wearing his mask. He is safe. I will handle things from here.
I think
I
that's
have
what's
think
already
August-
happening.
I have 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see about
And
6 months.
I've got
Well-
3. I've got 4 more to go before it happens.
I think the 25th Amendment would take care of that. They would boot him
Yeah.
out. Harris would go in. And then Hillary Clinton would be VP. And then
Oh,
Harris
God.
has an accident, just like so many others around them, around the Clinton camp.
Well,
And
they won't be able to
there we
find
go.
her
There's-
emails.
yeah, exactly.
That's true.
That Hillary will be in her rightful throne, like like Cersei Lannister.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And Bill will get his pass.
Yeah. Yes, Bill will be the first lady. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Better to be a lady than a dude who's oppressed.
Well, we're at the end of the show.
Yeah, we are at the end of the show.
See, my problem. Just gabbed on too long.
Yep. All right, everybody. So, thank you for checking us out. You can check us out on, or this podcast is made because of the people who contribute to the show, and on Patreon, and so we have Sarah and Steve S. are two supporters of ours that we thank very much, and through their contributions, we've been able to do things like set up the sensiblesociopathpodcast.com, where now we can provide merchandise and things. So if you want to help support the show, we would love for you to go there. You can also follow us on Instagram at the Sensible Sociopath Podcast. You can listen to us on all podcasting platforms. Just search our name. You can subscribe to us, like us, and hit that share-o here on YouTube, Rumble, and BitChute. I came up with share-o. I think it's going to catch on.
I like it. It is indeed a share-o.
Yeah, and then you can watch, listen, and do all that stuff from, and actually, Roma, we can even integrate Instagram into our website. I just found that out.
Fancy.
So we'll be putting that on there too. So just make it your homepage already. Superfan Dan, it's always a pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Do you want to plug anything? Plug the tie company that's provided your wardrobe today. Snoopy.
The only thing I gotta plug about my Snoopy tie is my dad. So
for snuggling you through the night.
Yeah.
Is that your dad's tie?
It was my dad's tie.
I love it.
I inherited his ties. I've got some Looney Tunes ones. And
Space Jam.
They're coming out with a second one.
Yeah, it's gonna be woke. They had to take out Pepe Le Pew because he touches women.
Yeah, because he's a little rapey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't we all? Romy, you got anything?
Nope.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Yay!
Best podcast in the world.
The world would not be the same.
I like it.
No wonder my anxiety's so high.
Few people laughed. Few people cried.
Oh, what's in the box?
Most people were silent.
And that was it.
Now I am become death,
Sounds like a bad time.
the destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, so this doesn't seem like a great idea to me.
I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
You didn't tell me any of that. That's crazy.
Well, Rama, when you're a hero, you don't tell everyone until you're on your podcast.
I'm about to hear some shit.
We all need to laugh.
I think just sitting down and, listening to...
The Sensible Sociopath. This is the shit you're supposed to be watching.
Gen X is gonna love it. Millennials are gonna be like, I'm offended.
You have offended me.
Also, my dog has a giant dick.
Oh my god, that's enormous.
I love it.
It's still a racist dog whistle.
Where you kind of have like a rotating cast of characters.
We're talking baby seals, eagles, wolves.
I'm just glad we're not going to have to eat with racism anymore.
It's worse than the butthole.
We're technically considered propaganda.
It is very contagious.
I think we really need to talk about environmentalism.
Like, are they studying pine cones?
Make yourself a nice stingray omelet. That's how Steve Irwin died. Cholesterol.
It's fucking delicious.
His father had ended up killing his mother and committing suicide.
in that order.
That's diabolical. I like it.
They had an apple gun where you could shoot Bigfoot.
Has she always been retarded?
I mean, she could have had a head injury.
You don't know anything about tartar sauce.
He had picked up a 400-pound statue and was like walking around with it.
Was the statue racist?
I'd like to think so.
It's like how they invented bacon and avocado to make a turkey sandwich tolerable.
I have a fear of fire.
Like a werewolf? Daniel, you've been our greatest viewer. Well, Daniel and Sarah and Katrina. Daniel!